before we dive into today's episode, I'm so excited to announce that doors are officially open to my brand new course, the Life First Launch Kit. It's a step-by-step course and toolkit that helps you launch your coaching business with everything you need to get confidently client-ready in as little as 30 days. You'll create your first or next irresistible coaching offer, craft compelling messaging, set up your marketing systems and assets, and all your client systems so that you can start attracting, signing, and working with clients. Check out all the details and grab early access pricing via the link in the show notes. We are very quickly approaching the end of 2025, and I think there's people that sit in two camps with that. There are some people who think it's nearly the end of the year, I'm not going to achieve much more and switch off. And then there's other people who are like, okay, there's whatever it is, 6-7 weeks until Christmas, and this is an opportunity to think, how can I use that time really well to get me ready for 2026, get me ready for next year so I can hit the ground running. And if you're in that latter group and you're a coach who's thinking, what can I do in the next 30 days to really help me go into 2026 with clarity, with confidence, and ready to hit the ground running, then this episode is for you, because I'm going to be sharing the 30-day plan to help you get confidently client ready so that you can head into 2026 with momentum. I'm giving you the exact blueprint. So have your notebook ready and let's dive in. Welcome to the Life First Coaching Business Podcast, where ambitious, purpose-led coaches trade hustle and burnout for simplicity, freedom, and clients who light them up. I'm Leonie, ex-architect and business owner turned business coach. I'm also a mama, a foodie, and a travel lover, and just a little bit obsessed with online business strategy. If you're craving a business that feels spacious, joyful, and actually fun, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll be diving into the strategies, the systems, and the mindset you need to make your coaching business work for you. So let's dive in. Hello, welcome to this extra bonus episode, and I have launched this because I've just opened up doors to a new offer. But what I'm giving you for free in this episode is the roadmap inside that offer, all the steps, everything you need to know so that you could go away and take action. Or if at the end of it, you're thinking, I'd love all the tools and support to be able to undertake this, then you can check out that offer. So I'm excited to dive in. I love sharing strategy, and I know this is going to be really helpful if you are one of those coaches who's thinking, yes, there's time left in 2025 and I'm going to use it wisely. So if you are that coach who's new in your business, maybe you've been thinking about your business, you've been planning, you know that 2026 is the year you really want to get things off the ground, then this is the episode for you. So if you've got 30 days, what can you focus on? What can you really do to make sure that you're confident and client ready going into 2026? So I'm going to break it down for you into 4 steps, 1 step per week, which is exactly the format that I've put into the launch kit. So I'm going to give it to you so you can use it yourself. So week 1 of those 4 weeks, spend time focusing on your overall strategy. And that looks like 3 key things. So getting really clear on your niche and your niche positioning. Now, what's really important to know about the coaching industry and the online coaching space right now is it's getting noisier. There's a lot more coaches and it's growing really fast. And that's not a bad thing, because I also think there's so much more awareness about health and wellness and well-being and personal development that there's way more people open to working with coaches and focusing on those aspects of their lives and investing in it. So there's so much opportunity. But what it does mean is that you've really got to be clear on where you sit in the market, like how you're positioning yourself, who you're for, and niche clarity and choosing a specific niche is more important than ever. It's all going to be about more specific niches, more specialized coaching, and having clarity on this. At least your starting point, if you're new in business, so that you've got something to start with, that then you can refine and evolve as you go, because no strategy is set in stone forever. It's all about coming up with something that you feel confident to move forward with, knowing that it's all going to evolve. But having that clarity on your niche is really important. And particularly not just the person I help, but exactly how you help them, how you do it in a unique way, and how you're positioning yourself as a coach and a personal brand. So number 1, that's the first thing you want to think of in your strategy. And then number 2, once you've got clear on that person and what you help them with, crafting the messaging around that. So what is your core message? What are you saying to your ideal clients to move them into action, to help them see the solution to their problems and understand why they should work with you? So that's your messaging. And messaging is one of the most important foundations of your business. It doesn't have to be really complicated, and it doesn't have to be something that takes you forever. When you go through clear steps to come up with potent, compelling messaging, it can be the make or break of your business. I can't stress enough how important it is. So getting clear on your messaging is step number 2. And then crafting an offer. So when we talk about an offer, this is how you're packaging up what you do and how you help your ideal clients into something that they can buy and something that they can look at and read and see and understand how it's going to help them. So it's all about taking that messaging, taking that core message that you've come up with and weaving it through the details of your offer and how you work with someone and what price it is and how long it takes and all those kind of details of your offer, but how you communicate that and package it up in a way that people will say, yes, I'm in, I want this. It makes sense to me, feels clear, and it feels like a great investment. It feels like a no-brainer investment for what I'm going to get if I say yes to this offer. So those are the 3 things. Week 1, get clear on your strategy, your niche, your positioning, your message, and your offer. And that's a meaty topic, and it's really about sitting down, mapping it all out into a clear format that then you can use to inform the rest of your business, your content, your marketing assets, your sales process. So that is week 1, getting really clear on your strategy. Then week 2 is all about visibility and setting up your socials. So social media is a really key aspect of a coaching business in the online landscape. And it's not me saying that you should be someone that spends your whole time creating social media content and being a slave to the algorithm. I'm totally against all of that. But what I do think is amazing with social media is it gives you a place where you can connect with your ideal clients. And that's what it's all about. It's about connection. It's about a place where you can start conversations, where you can get to know people and form relationships and get to talk to people and be social on social media. But the important thing you want to do is set yourself up on there so it's really clear who you're for, what you're about. And you make that instant impact when someone finds you so that they see you and they're like, oh, wow, I want to connect with her. I want to follow. And that's all about clarity. It's all about, again, communication, getting across that messaging really simply, really quickly, straight away. So when someone lands on your content, lands on your profile, they want to know more. If you're building your business on Instagram, you really want to think about the different layers to Instagram, and you've got your profile on there, and you've got your content that you'll be posting on your grid, you've got the opportunity to share on stories, and then you've got the opportunity to DM people. And you really want to look at it like a client journey. And I've just recorded the content for the launch kit on this, and I describe it like as if you had a shop. So imagine you've got a brick and mortar shop. Your profile, your bio, your photo, all of that, that is like the signage above your shop. That tells people what you're about. Then you've got your grid posts, your content. That's the first thing people see. That's like your storefront. That's your window front. That's the stuff that you're using to attract people's attention, to grab their attention, to get them to stop and have a look. And then you've got your stories. That's the more behind the scenes. Think of that as people actually walking through the door of your shop and coming inside and starting to experience what it's like inside your shop, experience a bit about your products, having a bit of a conversation with you. And then you've got the DMs. That is like someone walking into the changing room with stuff they want to try on. It's someone coming up to the counter and having a conversation with you at the checkout. So you really want to treat your social media like that client journey and not ignore any of those aspects of it. And then you can use it really strategically without it taking up all your time or you feeling like you've become a full-time content creator, but actually that you've got this amazing space where you can connect with people. And you can do it in a really strategic way. So your step number 2 is to set up your socials, make sure it's really clear who you're for, what you're about, why they should follow you. Have some key bits of content, so your bio, your description, your photo, all of that optimized. Some pinned posts that really clearly tell someone what you're about. And then a strategic, simple content plan. So what you're going to post on your grid, what you're going to share on your stories, what you're going to say in your DMs. Having a plan around that it feels easy, it feels doable and sustainable, but effective. And I think there can be this push and pull between seeing all the social media tactics, hooks and reels and audio and trends. And it can start to feel a bit like, oh my goodness, this might not feel authentic and it feels like overwhelming. And I think you need to find the balance of thinking, well, this is an amazing opportunity for me to connect with my ideal clients. And if I'm going to put the time into it to put content out there, then I should think about how I can get the best out of that content. And I'm not talking about trying to go viral or trying to get a million likes or thousands of followers, but still thinking about how do people behave on those platforms? What are they looking for? And therefore, making sure that you are thinking about things like, how am I capturing their attention within the first few seconds? How am I keeping them engaged? How am I getting them to take action? So there's just some key things that you want to be thinking about in your posts. And the 4 key aspects would be your hook, so how you're grabbing their attention and getting them to pay attention. The context that you're putting in, what sort of creative you're putting on there, videos, images, things like that. And how are you using captions? So those 4 elements when you're putting posts out there, to really think about having strategic content, making sure that it gets that messaging across that you've put together, and doing it in a really simple way that's not overwhelming, but it is effective. I actually use the example of, when you go to the gym and you see someone who's on a treadmill, they've got it on full incline, but they're gripping on with their hands as they're walking. And I will see that and I think, oh no, you're putting all this time and effort to being here at the gym, but you're not getting the full results because of the technique that you're doing at the moment. Whereas what you want to do is make sure you've got those key bits of the technique when it comes to creating social content, so that you're giving yourself the best chance of using that time wisely. Get clear on a content plan that feels easy, doable, but effective. And then also get clear on how you're going to use the stories. Don't ignore the stories. I think they're more important than the grid these days. Making sure that you're doing things with the stories that help you get into conversations with people. Make it easy for people to engage with you, feel like you're approachable, they can have a conversation with you, and you can start interacting with them. So you want to do those things really strategically. So week 2 is all about getting yourself set up on socials and creating a clear plan around how to use it effectively so that you can get visible, you can connect with your ideal clients, you can find people potentially all over the world who could work with you and experience the amazing transformation that you can help them achieve. Having fun with it and seeing it as an amazing opportunity rather than a necessary evil. So that's your week 2. Then week 3 is all about coming up with a simple sales system. Knowing how to convert people from stranger to buyer. And it's not about ramming your offer down people's throats or persuading people to buy. It's about making sales a really connection-first process. It's about inviting people into an opportunity to transform their life, their health, their well-being, whatever it is that you help people do. You really want to see selling as a service and just understand what people need to feel and hear in order to feel confident and ready to buy. So adopting a simple system to make sure you're focused on sales generating activities so that you're talking about your offer, you're letting people know how they can take the next step, you're making sure people understand what your offer is all about, what happens inside your offer, and why it's important, why it's relevant, why it's effective, why it's a new and better opportunity than maybe other things they've done to try and solve this problem, and that you can invite them in a way that's really connection-focused, values-based, and doesn't feel icky, doesn't feel awkward, where you feel confident to say to someone, yeah, this is my offer, this is how much it costs. Are you ready? Do you want to take this opportunity and see it much more like you're helping them make a decision? You're not forcing them. You're not persuading them. You're just giving them an opportunity to do something amazing for themselves. So that's your week number 3, is just getting really clear on that strategy for selling and to start implementing some of those actions. And you really want to have a simple weekly sales plan so that you know you're focused on sales every single week in your business. And once you've got clear on what that offer is and you've put your offer together, you know what you're selling and you can talk about it regularly and make sure it's staying top of mind. You've got to remember that people need to hear about your offer multiple times before they're going to be ready to buy. It's not about just talking about something once in a blue moon. It needs to be a regular thing that you're doing consistently in your business. So week 3 is all about that. And I would also suggest creating a simple website where people can come and learn about your offer. And don't spend months, weeks tweaking, polishing, perfecting, thinking your website needs to be this big, complicated thing that has all sorts of bells and whistles and pages and sections. You can start with just a clear 1-page website about your offer, and that is absolutely everything you need to get your coaching business off the ground. So week 3, your sales system and your home for your offer on the internet, the page you can share with people so they can see all the details about it. It can work for you 24/7, and it has a link in there that people can book a call with you and have a chat about your offer, coming along, knowing everything they need to know and just needing to get their questions answered. So that's week 3, sales and your 1-page website. And then week 4 is about setting up your system so that you know you can work with a client, give them an amazing experience inside your coaching container, and that it's all going to run smoothly and everyone's going to know when the calls are happening, what happened on the call, when the next call is, how they can access any resources you've shared, contracts, onboarding, all those things. You want to have a simple system for that all set up so you know, okay, someone said yes, they want to work with me, and you don't suddenly go into, oh my goodness, how am I going to run this? How's it going to work? You've got a simple system in place that you can be like, here's our call schedule. You've got one place to go where you know where everything is. We all are on the same page and everything can run really smoothly and everyone can have an amazing experience. And that is much simpler than it sounds as well. So there's 3 stages to this that I think you want to think about as a new business owner when it comes to systems that you want to have in place. Systems for marketing, you covered that in week 2. Systems for selling, you've covered in week 3. But systems for running your business. Number 1, how to onboard a client. So after someone said yes, you know how to give them all the information they need, welcome them in, get them onboarded with the information they need, send them the contract, get their payment, all of that smoothly. So that's step 1. Then step 2, how to run your container. So you've got a simple dashboard you can share with your client that has all the information they need, all the links that they need. So it only takes you 5 minutes after a call to make sure everything is there, that they can go and watch the recording, they can read the notes from the call, and it's not turning into chaos where things are saved in all different places. It's all succinctly organized in one key place. And then step number 3 is having some simple ways of tracking key data in your business. This is for you, so you know what's going on and you can see how you're making progress in your business. You want to start tracking from the beginning. Your time and how you're spending it and how it's split on the different activities in your business is really helpful to track this. So you can start to plan and you can start to think, okay, I need to time block this for marketing. I need to time block this for sales. I need to time block this for admin. And you're not ending up in a place where you're working weekends, evenings, trying to keep up with it all. So track your time from the beginning and have a simple system to do that. Then you want to be tracking cash flow, having a simple system that you can track the cash flow so you know that you're not going to get into a financial pickle. I learned this the hard way during COVID in my first business. Suddenly I was like, I need to know what's going in, what's going out, and I need to have one place that I can look at it and be like, I know what's happening here. So track your cash flow. And that means having a system where month by month you can see what's going out, what's coming in, and what you're aiming for as well. So you've got targets to aim for. If you're just starting your business as a side hustle, this might not feel so urgent for you, but I would really suggest doing it from the start to get yourself in good habits and learning the numbers side of things, because it doesn't have to be complicated, and you shouldn't shy away from the numbers because the data and the numbers are power in your business. That's why I'm going to be including a simple system for this inside the launch kit for people to track cash flow, track time, and also record leads as well, making sure you're keeping track of leads in your business. Who's shown interest? Who have you had those conversations with? So you're not losing people through the cracks by forgetting to follow up, or forgetting who was who, or forgetting how you can get in touch with people or what was going on. So those simple tracking systems: time, cash flow, and leads. So that's your week for getting your system set up so you can onboard your clients, give them a smooth coaching experience, and you can also track the key metrics in your business and start acting like a CEO, tracking those key bits of data, because those are the elements that are really important. So that's your 30-day roadmap. Just to recap on it: week 1, getting clear on your strategy, your niche, your positioning, your message, and your offer. Week 2, setting up your socials and getting clear on a simple content plan that's effective. Week 3, making sure you've got sales systems in place. Also part of that is you want to know how to run an effective discovery call. And then week 4, setting up your systems for onboarding, running your containers, and tracking key metrics in your business. And it is possible to do all of this side of Christmas and be ready to really hit the ground running in 2026. And I think clarity is going to be one of the most important things. Clarity and the ability to take action over perfection are the things that are going to help the coaches who will thrive next year, because it is getting busy, it is getting noisy, and the coaches that will stand out are the ones who are not polishing and perfecting behind the scenes, but who are actually putting themselves out there and taking action with clarity on who they're for and what they're all about. So that's exactly what the launch kit is designed to give you. 4 modules, each module goes through one of those steps, and all the templates, every single resource you need to do those things without it feeling overwhelming, without you second guessing, what do I do next? You've got it all laid out for you, everything there for you to make it quick and easy to implement. Plus, you get lifetime access to it. So if you decide you're going to refine your niche or change your offer down the line, you've got everything there for you to be able to do that again with ease. So I hope this has given you some food for thought on how to approach not getting bogged down in things that don't matter in this stage of your business, not thinking about things like email lists and freebies and complicated websites, but actually focusing on the really important things that you need to get your coaching business out into the world and feel confident that you are ready to work with clients. And the main thing that's going to give you that is feeling confident about your offer and knowing what you need to say to people to get them ready and wanting to say yes to working with you, and then feeling, and I've got everything in place that I can work with them and give them an amazing experience. That is what the launch kit is designed for, helping you take the quickest action, implement as you go. And you can always add on a one-to-one coaching call with me if you want to get some personalized support, get my eyes on your strategy, but also you can just undertake this in your own time, self-paced, and it's a toolkit that's got everything there for you that you need. And it's everything I did to get my coaching business set up and off the ground and running. So head to the link in the show notes to check out all the details. If you're listening to this in real time, there is early access pricing available until the 13th of November. This is for those coaches who are ready to do this work before 2026. But even if you just want to get that early access pricing and sit on it until next year, that is your prerogative, and you are most welcome to do that too. So grab it while it's at this price, because the price will be going up after the 13th of November. And of course, if you've got any questions about it at all, please get in touch with me. It's always helpful to know what your questions are, because I can make sure that I've covered that in an email or a sales page. So please don't hesitate. Let me know what your questions are. I really want to make sure I'm filling in all the blanks. So it's really helpful for me if I can hear your questions and make sure I'm answering for you. So please get in touch. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this has been helpful for you. Even if you don't jump into the course, I hope this roadmap has helped you see where to focus and how you can do it succinctly without getting sidetracked with things that aren't important in this phase of your business. Okay, have a great day, and I'll catch you again next time. Take care.